Welcome to another time episode of Everything Sports with Aman and Evan. I'm your host, Evan Garber, and today going to be recapping every single trade at the NBA trade deadline. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms down below so you don't miss out on any of our content. But I'm going to start off with a few of the trades that we've already seen. If you want to see all my thoughts on those trades or all our thoughts on those trades, make sure to tune into YouTube and our regular podcast episodes so you see our thoughts on all those big trades that have happened before the deadline, including the James Harden trade, of course. James Harden going to the Clippers for a bunch of players and 4 first-round picks. The Knicks, of course, getting OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn for RJ Barrett and Manuel quickly in a 2024 second-round pick. We did have some smaller trades like Gallinari and Muscala to the Wizards for Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Livers, and 2 seconds. Sorry, the Pistons for those guys. And then, of course, we did have Pascal Siakam being traded to the Pacers, along with the second-round pick for Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, Kira Lewis, and 3 first-round picks. And, of course, Terry Rozier as well, being traded to the Heat for Kyle Lowry and a 2027 first-round pick. But, of course, those trades were all pretty huge. But we're going to get into the deals that we got this week. We're going to start off with the Pistons getting Simone Fontecchio. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but they traded him. They got them for Kevin Knox, the right to Gabriel Procida. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and a second-round pick. That trade is honestly whatever, but we got the Celtics getting Xavier Tillman, and the Grizzlies getting Lamar Stevens and 2 seconds. Now, this is a pretty good trade, I think, for the Celtics. They add Tillman to fill in his backup center role, which is huge for them as Robert Williams, of course, is out for the season. So they get the backup center in Xavier Tillman for literally just 2 second-round picks and Lamar Stevens. But who really cares about Lamar Stevens? No offense to him at all. But Timberwolves, they get Monte Morris, backup point guard, and Pistons get Shake Milton, Troy Brown, and a 2030 second-round pick. And Monte Morris hasn't done a whole lot this season, but he's a solid backup point guard, and he shoots very efficiently. So I think this could be a pretty good move for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then we got one of the bigger trades of the trade deadline. Got the Sixers getting Buddy Hield, and the Pacers getting back Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz, and 3 second-round picks. Now, I believe Marcus Morris got traded a different trade. We'll get to a little bit later, but this is a very good get for the Sixers in my eyes. Of course, they're looking to make championship push if Embiid does come back, if and when Embiid does come back. So this is a nice guy to get, but I think the return was a little bit less for the Pacers because, one, they weren't going to re-sign Buddy Hield, and two, I don't know if the Sixers are going to re-sign Buddy Hield because, of course, his contract right now is pretty huge, and he's might want more. I don't really know. We'll have to wait and see, but I don't know if any team's going to want to pay the contract. I think that's why you see him get traded for basically a bag of peanuts at this point, it seems like. The Raptors, they get Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji, and the Raptors, they get Kira Lewis Jr., Otto Porter, and a 2024 least favorable first-round pick. This trade is kind of whatever, but I'm really not sure why a first-round pick is involved in this deal. The Raptors, of course, they move off Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji, and they get some more young talent, I guess, or young guys in Kira Lewis Jr. Otto Porter is, of course, not very young, but they do get a first-round pick in that trade. So good trade for the Raptors. Hornets, they get Trey Mann, Davis Bertans, and Vasily Micic, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but they get Thunder do get Gordon Hayward, which is probably the biggest move. I don't know, maybe the biggest move of these past couple of days. But this is an absolutely big move, I think, for the Thunder. They get Gordon Hayward, who's been really, really solid this season, and they get him for literally just nothing. Davis Bertans, they didn't want him. Of course, he's paying a lot of money. They're not playing him much. Trey Mann's not playing much. I don't even know what this Micic guy is. And then, of course, you do trade some draft comp as well. But I think this is the right move for the Thunder. They do get better. But like I said last episode, I didn't think that they were going to move a whole lot in order to get some big star. So they get, I think, pretty solidly better. They get definitely better for sure. And I think Gordon Hayward's a good addition for them. Get some better leadership in the locker room. And, of course, he may start. We'll see if he leads second unit. But definitely a big addition for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Knicks, they get Daniel House and a 2024 second from the Sixers. I'm not sure what else is in that deal, but they should aid the Sixers in the buyout market. They could get a guy like Kyle Lowry or something like that. So I think that's why that's a good move for them. The Knicks, they get Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic. They keep on cooking and get Pistons get Q Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Ryan Arcidiacono, and 2 second-round picks. Now this is absolutely huge trade for the Knicks. Of course, they are making a championship push. Of course, they traded for OG Anunoby a few weeks ago, and then now get Bojan Bogdanovic and then get Alec Burks back. I mean, they barely just give him nothing. I mean, Q Grimes, sure, he's playing some good basketball, decent basketball, but he kind of seems to be falling out of the rotation. And then, of course, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Archie Diacono didn't really get any playing time whatsoever. So he basically just traded nobody for Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic, who are going to be really, really solid players for them. Of course, Bojan's having a great season, and Alec Burks, we know what he can be. Of course, he played pretty well when he was on the Knicks recently, but the Mavericks, they get their center and Daniel Gafford, and the Wizards get Rashawn Holmes and draft comp. This is not exactly what I thought they were going to do, especially with the trade with the Wizards. With the Wizards. I thought they might go out and get Kyle Kuzma, but that did not happen. They do get Daniel Gafford, who's honestly a pretty solid player, but not exactly the move that I wanted if you're the Mavericks. It doesn't necessarily make them much better, I don't think. I mean, it makes them better for sure, but I don't think you can say that they're legit title contenders now. But the Mavericks, they actually did make the big move, though, with PG Washington. And the Hornets get Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a first-round pick. Again, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good trade, but I don't think you can say they're title contenders still. I mean, PJ's a good player. Gafford's a good player. Definitely, the team's better than it was. But I mean, sometimes all you need is Luka Doncic. Like Luka Doncic is so good, and Kyrie Irving's of course pretty good as well. So maybe that's all you need. Maybe you just need them and solid role players around them, which PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford could be. Space the floor pretty well, obviously. So I think that's the big move there. But I kind of like the idea of a lob threat for Luka Doncic. Lively could be that, but he's obviously doing pretty well right now. But he's not there yet. He's a little too young right now. But I would have liked more of a lob threat for Luka Doncic at the trade deadline rather than Daniel Gafford. But the Nets, they get Dennis Schroeder, and the Raptors, they get Spencer Dinwiddie in a one-for-one swap, it seems like. But Dinwiddie will be waived. So basically, the Raptors are saving money, trading Dennis Schroeder to the Nets. The Bucks, they get Patrick Beverley, and the Sixers get Cam Payne, a 2027 second-round pick. Patrick Beverley and Doc Rivers are back together. Definitely interesting trade, I think, for the Bucks. I mean, for the Sixers. Pat Bev's honestly been playing pretty decently, but I think you just need more scoring if you're the 76ers right now, especially with the beat out. They talked about that. They got Cam Payne and a 2027 second-round pick. Pacers, they get Doug McDermott, and the Spurs get Marcus Morris and a second-round pick. Marcus Morris is probably going to be bought out, so basically just Doug McDermott for a second-round pick. Doug McDermott's back on the Pacers. The Kings, they get Robin Lopez and cash. I'm not sure what the return is. I don't really know yet at this point, but Lopez will be waived. The Bucks break up the Lopez duo. Maybe they'll sign him back. Who really knows? But I think mostly the cash is what the Kings wanted in this trade. Celtics get Jaden Springer, and the Sixers get a second-round pick, which is kind of just whatever. And the Trailblazers, they get Delano Banton, and the Celtics get a second-round pick. Again, kind of whatever. But the Suns, they get Royce O'Neal and David Roddy. The Nets get 3 seconds, and the Grizzlies get a pick swap. This is some pretty solid depth for the Suns. Definitely need that. It's definitely the glaring hole on that team. So Royce O'Neal and David Roddy, some decent pieces to add to the bench. Pacers, they get Corey Joseph and cash, and the Warriors get a second-round pick. Kind of, again, whatever. I didn't really want Corey Joe on my team, so good move in my eyes. And then Killian Hayes, he was waived this morning amid all of this trade news. I mean, it kind of was expected, I guess, in a way. He hasn't been playing well. He hasn't been playing much at all this season. So, finally, they move on from Killian Hayes. Probably one of the biggest draft busts. Of course, not his second or second overall pick, but still, 7th overall pick and be that bad and be waived now. It's pretty sad. Killian Hayes, hopefully, maybe he can find something on his next team. But the buyout market is going to be pretty strong. Of course, they have the guys like maybe Lowry, Dinwiddie, Oladipo now that we just found out, Killian Hayes. It's a lot of guys that can make some big impact on some contending teams. We'll have to wait and see where those guys go. But like I said, it wasn't going to be a very loud deadline. I mean, yeah, we did get a good amount of trades, but wasn't any big moves. And I wouldn't say that many teams moved the needle that much. Of course, the Knicks definitely got better. The Mavericks, I think, got better. I think they're probably the two. And then Thunder got better too. But I think the Mavericks and Knicks you can definitely point to as the bigger winners of the deadline. But I wouldn't say I've changed my thoughts about who I think's gonna who I think the best teams are. I don't think I can change a whole lot with this deadline. Not a lot of big moves, but definitely teams getting better. We will see some good buyout market deals for some contenders, but other than that, not a whole lot to talk about for these trades. But let me know what you guys think. What are you guys' takes on your team's deadline moves, and what do you guys think about these trades? And let me know you guys' predictions for the rest of the season now the trade deadline has passed.